Miami Heat Nation, what is going on? So, in today's video, we got tons of Miami Heat news coming out today. And if you guys enjoy Miami Heat content, definitely smash that subscribe button, turn on your post notifications, drop a like and comment down. We upload every single day. Today's officially 103 days of us uploading consecutively. And guess what, guys? I couldn't do it without you guys. So I just want to say I appreciate y'all. I love y'all. Also, if you guys want to join my Miami Heat Discord server, link in the description. Now, back in today's video. So, the season's officially over. It was a long, draining season dealing with all the stuff that we had to deal with, especially this year. The 10-game losing streak, the whole Jimmy Butler drama, Bam Adebayo having an up and down season, Terry Rozier becoming the worst player in the NBA, Spo having one of the worst rotations in the NBA beginning of the year, going into the post, obviously going into All-Star break, and then even after All-Star break, he was still struggling. Like, there was just so much drama. But then also we did have a lot of goods, obviously, acquiring players like Davion Mitchell, Tyler Harrell. He was pretty much healthy all year. He played amazing basketball for us. Pallel Larson had a really good year for us. Khalil Weir had a good year for us when he got the opportunity to play. So there was a lot of bad, but there also was a lot of good heading into like the off season. Of course, we still got the play-in / the playoffs, but I think the best opportunity for the Miami Heat right now is to lose that. But we'll get into that a little bit later. But we could talk about this game for sure. The Miami Heat lose it in the funniest way possible, losing to a buzzer beater, which is just typical Miami Heat. Once again, blowing leads, losing to buzzer beaters. Like, it's nothing new, right? This is like a funny season, of course. What's his name? Bub Carrington hit the game winner, and that's why the Miami Heat did lose this game. But it's kind of funny though on the Wizards' part because the Jazz have 17 wins, and now the Wizards have 18 wins. So that could play a factor into like who's getting that number one pick. And it's always like that. It's like the NFL. I believe the Patriots won the last game of the season, and it dropped them all the way to like, I believe like the sixth pick or fifth pick, whatever it is, the third pick. And they could have possibly had the first pick. And this typically happens. Like, the teams always win the last game of the season and it ruins their franchise. But hey, doesn't really, affect us. If anything, it kind of helps us. But as you see right here, Sar had 10 points. Kaishan George had 5. Champagny had 27. Bub Carrington had 15. AJ had 14. And then their bench dominated. 28 and 11 and 5 is just dominated. And Kobe Jones had 20. Now, for the Miami Heat, obviously, we had no Bam, no Tyler, no Wiggins. We're just getting ready for that playing game against the Chicago Bulls. And, the Miami Heat were just fine with getting that 10th seed. They said, you know what? Either way, we got to win 2 games to get into the playoffs. So let's have our players healthy as possible. And I didn't mind this at all because then we get to see the young players, that didn't really play much this year, an opportunity, right? So I thought that was pretty cool. So Duncan Robinson had 6 points in 20 minutes of action. Didn't really play much, but I personally think he's done for this season. I don't think he plays much. Well, done for as in the offseason. I think they let him go. Haywood Highsmith had 12. Khalil Weir did have 13 points and 4 rebounds. Like as you see, the starting line didn't really play much outside of like Jaime. And Jaime, this is his best game of the season. We needed this. I feel like he needed this just for a confidence booster. He struggled. He was getting a lot of DNPs, wasn't playing much, but putting up 41 points and 10 rebounds and 7 assists is pretty incredible. 17 for 25, 2 for 6 at the 3-point line, 5 for 7. Kashad Johnson played today. Amazing. I think he's going to be an important piece next year. 17 points, as you see, 7 for 9, 8 rebounds, 3 steals. Looking forward to him to take that next leap. Kyle Anderson had 6. Even Josh Christopher had a solid game today with 17 points. So, the young guys finally got a chance to play, stepped in, and did their thing. They literally could have won this game. But, of course, this team tends to choke and just lose the buzzer beater. It's funny because Terry Rozier got 34 minutes. So he got, like, the second most minutes on the team, and he was still terrible. He was 1 for 9, 0 for 4, 2 points. I don't know what happened to this dude, but hopefully this was the last game of the season. He ever plays for the Miami Heat because I just can't deal with that ever. Like, I don't see him playing in a play-in. There's no point. If you can't even score against the worst of the worst in the Washington Wizards and you're going 1 for 9, 2 points, I see him missing wide open layups. I don't think the NBA is for you no more, my brother. I really don't. You know what I mean? But that's kind of, the breakdown of this game right here. We finished off the season, 37-45. Obviously, a losing season. We'll finish the 10th seed. It is what it is. Now, just to talk about like the year for all the players of like their teams, like the team stats and stuff like that. Tyler, of course, led the team in points. He put up 24 points a game, 5 rebounds, 5 assists. So those are his final stats. Bam, Andrew Wiggins' final stats for the Miami Heat, playing only about 17 games, 19 points, 4 rebounds, 3 assists, 1 block, and 1 steal. Bam didn't get that double-double. He was super, super close. He was at 18 and 9.6, so that's unfortunate. Duncan Robinson averaged about 11 points a game. Terry Rozier at 10.7. Jovic obviously was injured. Davion Mitchell averaged about 10.5 points a game, which you'd love to see. 5.2 assists. We definitely need to bring him back. Khalil Weir, close to that double-double. I think next year he will average that double-double, just more minutes of playing and more action. Jaime at 8 points. Alec Burks at 7.3. But I'll tell you this, man. Alec Burks, down the stretch, Alec Burks and Kyle Anderson and Davion Mitchell played some good minutes for this team. And definitely love to bring them back for sure. So, shout out to this Miami Heat team, man. Like I said, we dealt through a lot. Obviously, we still got the postseason. We got to beat the Chicago Bulls, which they swept us in the season series. So we'll see how this team comes out and plays. And, we'll go from there. If we win, obviously we got to win another game just to get into the playoffs. And that's what happens, man. When you get that 10th seed, winning 2 games is hard. It's really hard. That's why typically you want that 7th, you want that 8th seed, because you get 2 chances. 10th seed, 1 chance, and you're done for. Which, like I said, I think it doesn't make sense for the Miami Heat to make the playoffs this year. But we'll see what happens with the Miami Heat against the Chicago Bulls. I'll definitely be live streaming that game for sure, engaging with the chat, talking to y'all, and seeing how that game goes. So hope you guys enjoyed today's video. Once again, continue to keep liking, keep sharing, keep subscribing. Appreciate y'all. Love y'all. And I'm out. Peace.